Please welcome Robert Rodriguez. Hall of Fame award is in this man's future. What a talent. Hey, and I loved you in the Spy Kid movies. He's fantastic. Good evening. We all know how important the Texas Film Incentive Program is in rescuing and building the Texas film industry the past couple of years. The program has been a great investment for the state of Texas. $100 million in incentives means over $700 million in direct Texas spending alone. So the numbers make sense. But also culturally it makes sense. And I met this afternoon with our new governor, Greg Abbott, a great guy, by the way. I was really impressed with him. And I was really impressed by him. And I'm pleased to report that he is a big supporter of our industry and the incentive program. And he is pushing hard to convince the Texas legislature to keep funding the program. But Governor Abbott told me this afternoon that he needs our help because this session there are many new legislators that do not all understand the importance of the program. So let's all help the governor and help our industry. Reach out to your state legislators and tell them what the program means to you and to the state of Texas and to the Texas economy. Now on to the award. I'm very honored to be presenting this next award to my friend, the great Guillermo del Toro. Even though we started at the same time, I always looked up to Guillermo as a brother, as a mentor, as an inspiration, as a teacher. I would often ask him for consejo, for advice. A brilliant man and one of the most visionary and gifted filmmakers in the world. And visionary is thrown around a lot, but if you, with Guillermo, it truly applies. If you ever to look at his illustrations, you know, I draw, I started as an illustrator, but when you see his detailed plans and notebooks on each film that he does and see just a glimpse of what he has in his mind, you can't help but feel like Salieri looking at the work of Mozart. I mean, you feel like a fraud. I did a really cool hour-long interview in my show called The Director's Chair, where I interviewed Guillermo for 4 hours, and we cut it down to 1 hour. If you check it out, so you get a glimpse into what makes this man tick. He's amazing, and he's the real deal. And the most exciting time for me and for us as Texans was when he lived here in Austin on William Cannon for 1999 to 2001, around the time I was doing Spy Kids. And I would go hang out at his house and see what he was up to visually and see the stories that he wanted to come out. And when he finally got to make, you know, his Pan's Labyrinth and these movies that I saw him talking about in his books, it was a great victory for him, but also for all his friends who saw that this was always the man's potential. He's a highly creative person, a kind and warm-hearted person. He's a foul and vulgar person also. I hope he doesn't edit his speech so you can hear the atrocities that come out of his mouth. It's quite another glimpse into his imagination and brilliance. A wonder to behold, for sure. He's one of the happiest people you'll ever meet, too. The joy of creation surrounds and affects all that encounter him. I could not be more proud than to be able to now officially call this mad genius an honorary Texan. One of my most prized possessions in the world is this CRONOS device from the movie CRONOS that Guillermo gave me. This little needle bites you and you become a vampire. He gave me many years ago. It's made of gold and silver, and he gave it to me and he said, "So we can live forever, my friend." Guillermo, with your beautiful, haunting, and electric body of work, you, my friend, will live forever. Let's take a look at some of this man's extraordinary visions.
difícil de volver, mamá. No me cae que esta musiquita la vengo oyendo desde que era niño. Qué fiesta tan decadente, carajo. De veras. No mames. No mames lo que vinieron a hacer aquí. Ha de haber sido algún colado argentino o algún peruano que anda por ahí. Chingada madre. Uno fregándose todo el año. ¿Alguna fiesta bien? Chingado. Vámonos.
Echo? Echo? ¿Hola? ¿Hola?
¿Sois vos? ¿Sois vos? ¿Habéis regresado? No os asustéis, os lo ruego. Mirad, mirad.
Discharge reading, sir. Plasma cannon, the shallow shell, 7 miles up the coastal line.
Gypsy, what the hell is going on?
Job's done, sir. Lit it up twice. Backed our 5th kill.
You disobeyed a direct order!
Respectfully, sir. We intercepted the kaiju and saved everyone on that boat.
Get back to your post now!
Yes, sir.
Kaiju signature rising. That thing's still alive, sir.
Gypsy, we're still getting a signature! That kaiju is still alive! Grab the boat and get out of there! You copy? Grab the boat and get out of there now!
Finger rolling! I got this!
The Texas Film Hall of Fame's newest honorary Texan, Guillermo del Toro.
Well, thank you. I was going to wear a black shirt. I'm so happy I didn't because you couldn't tell Robert and I apart if I had. You know, it's, so I chose the Chris Farley outfit. Much, much better. You know, Texas, this award for me and Texas are incredibly important. I've been coming to Texas since I was a kid. Like any other self-respecting Mexican. I started to come here at age 10. Every year we would come to San Antonio for Fayuca. And most people, you know, buy bling or they buy clothes. I would go and buy comic books, strange movies, strange toys. When I would go back through customs in Mexico, I would be so nervous. They would open my bag and they would say, this guy just has a lot of shit. Let him go. You know, I remember my collection growing, and then, you know, the imagination was always for me captured by Texas landscape. I rode with, along with Kit Carson, whom we will honor today, a strange Western version of The Count of Monte Cristo, inspired by Texas. Thank you. And, you know, when 1997, 98, came around in my life, they were particularly tough years because I had two terrifying things happen to me. One was working at Miramax, and the other one was having my father kidnapped in '98. And one made more sense than the other, I must tell you. And you know, in the middle of the kidnapping, in the middle of the negotiation for the release of my father, the family knew we needed to fly away, to leave Mexico at least for a while. And my family, each of us took turns in the negotiation of my father's freedom, and each of us gave each other one day to go to San Antonio and said a house and a mortgage and move as soon as he was liberated. And I said, no, I'm going to Austin. And I have never been in Austin before I bought my house here. Never been in Austin. And the reason I chose it is because for years I've been friends with this man, with Robert. For years I had been friends with Harry Knowles. And the tales about Austin that they told me made me dream of a perfect place. I really wanted to belong here. I really thought it would be the antidote to the life that was escaping me. I felt after Mimic completely drained of inspiration and horrified at the prospects of an international career if that's the way films were done in Hollywood. So we got one day, we came here, we bought a house, went back, moved in, and I must tell you, the community here responded to everything I wanted and I could have ever dreamed of. Austin is a very, very special place, as is Texas. Everything about it is authentic. The music, the food, and certainly the love of film. It's a love of film that is not concerned with power, is not concerned with industry, is not concerned with prestige. Is only concerned with loving film. And the Austin Film Society is that. I came in 15 years ago, the scene was different, but the love of it, the love of what we do, the cherishing of the most beautiful artistic principles of what making films means are still intact to this day. And for me, that moment was important because I needed to resurrect myself by making a beautiful small movie called Devil's Backbone that you must know was completely written and designed by me in Austin before going to Spain to shoot it. Thank you. But beyond whatever career highs and lows I went through, while I was here, I was inspired. I was able to talk about film with Richard. I was able to talk about film with Robert. I particularly remember driving back from your castle on your white pickup, and we were talking, and I said, wouldn't it be great to do a black and white CG film? And you went, I think I know what I'm gonna do. And it was great to stay until 4 or 5 a.m. with Harry and his gang watching strange Filipino horror movies. And you know, it kind of resurrected me. It kind of gave me hope again. And this is such a beautiful thing. I, like every other Mexican, know that Texas is Mexican territory. So we may have sold it, but we never left. And I really feel that receiving this honor means a lot for the simple reason that the best honors, the best prizes, the best rewards you can get are when they come from love and they come from family. And I consider everyone at the Austin Film Society family. So I thank you very much, and I say, Viva Texas and Viva Mexico, cabrones.